Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to a brand new video on the channel. You join me on the railway station street in Truro. I'm down here in the middle of Cornwall today because there is a massive Cornish game going on tonight at Bickland Park in Falmouth, which I'm about to watch, the home of Falmouth Town. It's a pre-season game for Truro coming up, ready for their own season. And the pre-season game is especially equivalent and has huge significance into this video. And I'll explain more when I get to the destination, but this is it, guys. Truro take on Falmouth, the two biggest clubs in the county and the biggest derby in the county as well. You can't get any better than that. And I know you're probably thinking, oh, Jack, you could have gone to Rovers tonight to watch Argyle, but no, I have not covered the biggest derby in Cornwall or a Cornish derby in this channel's history at all, so this will be the first timer. And honestly, I'm waiting for the next train now from Truro. I'm about to get the change to Falmouth itself, and the two Cornish heavyweights, the two biggest clubs in the county, are going to face off on who comes out on top tonight this pre-season. So yeah, you could call it other derby names really as well. The Carrick derby, the Roseland derby, all sorts. The A39 derby, anything really. Let me turn this round. This will have to be quick because I've got 6 minutes to get on the train, but there is the view of Truro railway station. The three main platforms. I'm going onto that platform there in a minute to get to Falmouth. There's the cathedral. This great city will take on a great town just 11 miles south that way for a huge game in Cornish football. The biggest game in Cornish football. It is the Cornish derby. I know there's a lot of Cornish derbies, but honestly, this is the Cornish derby. You can get so many Cornish derby names, but the main Cornish derby is this one. It's the two biggest clubs in the county, the two probably most famous towns / cities in the county, and, well, the two biggest semi-professional clubs in this county, as well as this county overall, obviously before you get to Plymouth itself with Argyle just over the river, Tamar. But yeah, I'm going to explain more when we get to Falmouth. This is huge. This is huge. I could have been at the Memorial Stadium tonight, but I chose not to. Argyle footage will be back on August the 11th, away at Sheffield Wednesday for the first game of the season. And I got my predictions videos to do as well. But this is the first match day episode of 2024-25, and I am really looking forward to it. And for once, guys, I can finally tick off Falmouth's ground on the channel for you all, and that's the train announcer there, so I've got to get going. But I actually have been to Bickland Park before with the family years ago. Falmouth were having a Western League match against Launceston. They lost, but I wonder what will happen this time. I'm very excited for it, though. It's going to be a good game. And obviously, as a Cornishman and an Argyle fan, I really don't care who comes out on top, to be brutally honest with you all. I know it's a rivalry, but I really couldn't care less because I want anyone from Cornwall to do well, as a proud Penzancean. So there is that as well. But anyways, I've got to get on the train because I can't be asked to miss it, first of all. Second of all, we have got a game to cover. So yeah, let's get to it. The biggest derby in the county, Cornwall's football rivalry, Cornwall's football derby. So here we are then, at Bickland Park tonight, Falmouth Town versus Truro City. And hopefully while I watch it and cover it, Argyle do something in pre-season tonight at Bristol Rovers, up the Janners, up the Argyle, up the Greens, up the Pilgrims, up the Plymouth. Come on, you boys in green, Green Army, and yeah, well, bring this massive Cornish game on down the A39. Here we go then. The A39 derby, the Roseland derby, the Carrick derby, whatever you want to call it, it's Falmouth Truro, the main Cornish derby. Let's get on to it. And just like that, we've arrived. Let's get away from the irritating train announcements. And just like that, we've arrived. That is the Docks railway station over there, literally by that old Ships and Castles building. Ah, railway station has the same name as the club. Oh, what a brilliant joke, Jackie boy. Right, we've made it to Falmouth. Gonna get a bite to eat first, and then we'll head over to the grounds for this massive game. And then when we get into the town centre, I'm going to explain to you all why this derby is so significant for myself, the Cornish people, Falmouthians, Truronians, and everyone else. So yeah, I'm excited for this. We couldn't come to better weather as well for this game. Just look at it. It may be very hot, so if you are in this weather right now, I do recommend some sun cream, and a hat. But it is stunning. I mean, look at it. It's such beach weather, isn't it? So yeah, that's what we're going to enjoy. Honestly, lovely day for it. Lovely day for the game. There's the Maritime Museum in the distance over there. Very significant in not just Falmouth's tourism, but Falmouth's history as well. There's a few restaurants over there, actually. I might go to one of those actually in a minute, but we'll see. There is a Green King just that way though. Falmouth is actually home to Cornwall's only Green King, which is mad, because after Falmouth, the next Green Kings are in Plymouth. There's a Warren's over there. It'll be shut by now, so I won't have time to get a pasty for this video, unfortunately, guys. A Trago over there. Such a Cornish thing here. And then, yeah, well, we'll try and find somewhere to eat first, and then we'll go on a walk to the grounds and just basically say on what I think could happen in this fixture. We will find out. Right, so that's where I've just had food. Harbour Lights, defo recommend. Very nice fish and chip shop, or restaurant in my case. Rest of the harbour there, and honestly, like I just said in the intro just then, it is really the perfect weather for this video, isn't it? It's just, look at it. I have no words. Absolutely beautiful. I'm so proud I come from this county, I really am. But yeah, as I showed earlier in my intro in Truro, this town will be facing the city 11 miles just up that way, across the river. And like I said, I am much looking forward to this tasty fixture tonight at Bickland Park. There's my favourite leisure centre over there. Well, was sadly shut down. Ships and Castles had everything, had a wave machine, a flume, such good fun. I miss my childhood. But yeah, this river sums up the game tonight between Falmouth and Truro, and the view couldn't be more better, the weather couldn't be more better. So yeah, we'll get head off to the stadium. Right, so while I'm on my way to the grounds, I thought it'd be good significance and explain why this is Cornwall's biggest rivalry and biggest game. So, they're the two biggest clubs. Truro have the largest fan base and following, unsurprisingly, because Truro are in the National League South. Hopefully, fingers crossed, promotion to the National League for the first ever time this season. And, well, yeah, Truro are obviously levels above everyone else. They are, well, 2 tiers above Falmouth, who are in the 8th tier. The league of the Southern League, basically. And Falmouth are in that league with fellow Cornish clubs Helston and my grassroots club Mousehole. And well, Truro have the largest following, but also they have won the FA Vase in 2007, beating Hampshire club AFC Totton in the final. This is a huge achievement for the Tinners. And then got to the FA Cup in 2017-18 with a trip to the Valley, Charlton. Truro lost that game. I was really gutted about it as well, but having a club like Charlton for an FA Cup game for Truro was incredible. Amazing for the club. Brought so much into the club as well. So yeah, Truro lost 3-1 to Charlton. The goal scorer, Tyler Harvey, who's still at the club now. He's a club legend for the Truronians. And he could be playing tonight against Falmouth, so that is one to look out for, really. New management this time for the club, because Paul Watton's gone to join Torquay, and in comes former York manager John Askew, who I highly rate, and it'll be interesting to see how he does during Truro's season. My only downside with Truro coming into this season is the lack of transfers. But I'm hoping it's all different to last season, because the new stadium's going to be ready in 2 weeks' time, in a few days' time, against Dorking for the opening game of the season for the Tinners. And hopefully we come out with a win. I might be at that game, by the way, so I can finally have a look at Truro's new ground. And it's the day before we, Argyle, play Sheffield Wednesday. So, yeah, I might have time to do it, you know. Falmouth, meanwhile, were the first ever club to reach, from Cornwall, to reach the first round of the FA Cup years ago, going back to the short view of the past. And the town have done it on 3 occasions as well, in 62, 63, 67, 68 and 69, 70. And I've seen clips of the fan base, and I've been to the ground before to see their fan base years ago. It is a lot more well supported than you think. So, yeah. And Falmouth is Cornwall's biggest town as well. It's bigger than Truro as a place. And I know the population has risen due to the large increase in students, because obviously Falmouth being a university town. But, like I said, this is Cornwall's biggest game. Obviously the rivalry has dimmed down compared to probably what was years ago and years ago, because quite simply Truro's rise past the Western League, past the South West Peninsula League, past the Southern League, and now into the National League South. Falmouth, along with Mousehole, along with Helston, also, well, they're all in the Southern League at the moment, in the bottom part of the Southern League, in the 8th tier, because the top half is the 7th tier, and that's where Truro need to avoid being back into. Well, the 4 clubs will all meet each other if Truro go down, Falmouth go up, Helston go up, Mousehole go up. I can't remember how many go up from the 8th tier into the 7th tier. But yeah, it would be very fierce if that did happen. But obviously, for the sake of the county, we need Truro to stay in the National League South, or even better, go up to the 5th tier, which no Cornish club has ever done before. There are no professional clubs in Cornwall, in my county at all. That's why so many of us, like me, support Argyle, because that is our local club, professionally. And that's why, rivalry aside, I just want any club in my county to, put it this way, do really well. To do really well. But I'll tell you this, and this is an important fact about me, actually. People are going to view this video as like, oh, Jack's doing an away day to Falmouth for his channel. This is not an away day for me. I'm genuinely saying that on the bottom of my heart. This is not an away day for me. Because I equally, obviously, because of Cornwall, really like both Falmouth and Truro the same. Any game that I watch in Cornwall or in Plymouth is a home game for me, and I genuinely mean that. So I went to St Austell's ground, meanwhile, I call it a home game. If I went to Newquay's ground, meanwhile, I call it a home game. Here, a home game. Penzance, home game. Truro, home game. My grassroots club, mousehole, obviously a home game. All the away games I call further than Plymouth. Maybe I can exclude the two Devon towns of Tavistock and Ivybridge, because they are both Janner towns at the end of the day. But anywhere past those two, or just past Plymouth, is an away day for me. That's how I view it. So if Argyle ever had pre-seasons against a Falmouth or a Truro or a Newquay or a mousehole, I still call it a home game. Likewise if it was played at home park, obviously. But that's how I view it. Because it is my county at the end of the day, and Argyle, despite being over that River Tamar, is still Cornwall's professional football club, regardless. So, yeah. Any stadium I go to in this county is a home game for me, and it always has been and it always will be. And like I've said many times, you go on a map of England and Wales from south to north, and the rivalries and clubs that I don't like start for me until you get to a certain city on the M5 40 miles north of Plymouth. And you all know where that is, so yeah. I'm very much looking forward to this. This is going to be some game. There will be die-hard Falmouth fans and Truro fans who will think opposite to me, like, don't like each other. But obviously, I don't care, because I'm a Cornishman. I want both of them to do well. So, like I said, I don't mind who wins tonight at all. Whoever wins, wins it. I just care if Argyle beat Bristol Rovers tonight in pre-season. So yeah, we'll see what happens. Falmouth's manager, by the way, is Andrew Westgarth. So we'll see what lineup he and John Askew throw tonight in front of a 3,000 crowd at stadium capacity here at Bickland Park, which we're going to be at very shortly. Before we do though, I just want to show you this great view of the sea. Just look at that. That's why I'm so happy to be back here. Players to look out for both sides tonight. You've got Morgan Coxhead, goalkeeper. This is the home side, by the way, so this is for Falmouth. You've got Morgan Coxhead, goalkeeper. So that's one notable there. That could potentially be in the lineup. Defenders such as James Ward, midfielders such as Jack Webber, and then forwards such as Luke Barner and Oscar Massey. As for Truro, the away side tonight, you might be more familiar in this audience watching this video right now. You might be more familiar with the player names, probably due to that Truro are 2 tiers above Falmouth, of course. That's one thing. And the second thing being is that Truro's in the National League South, which is, of course, 2 tiers away from League 2. The captain for Truro is Conor Riley-Lowe. An interesting fact about him, he is Ollie Watkins' best friend, and highly praised Ollie Watkins in the local media when he did brilliantly for England in the Euros. So, yeah. As you can tell by that, my only downside for Conor Riley-Lowe, even though obviously I love Truro with all my heart and him, only downside, his academy's Exeter, but no surprise, obviously. He's best friends with Watkins, so it does make sense, but obviously he's captain for the club, and I do love him. He's brilliant for Truro. So yeah, definitely one to look out for tonight, especially if he does play. Obviously, forward, Tyler Harvey. Absolute legend for the Truronians. Obviously, he started his career at Argyle from 2012 to 2015. and then ever since 2019 has become an absolute legend for the Tyronians, for the Tinners. And I'll get you out the stats now. Tyler Harvey actually had a brief spell from 2017 to 2019 as well, so there is that as well. But no, he's a club legend for John Askew's side regardless, and he's still there now. 194 overall appearances for the club and 110 goals overall at Truro for Tyler Harvey. So no wonder the Truro fans love him to bits, myself included, of course. And he's from Plymouth as well. He started his career at Argyle from 2012 to 2016. He's played for Wrexham as well. And yeah, he's done Truro so proud since 2017. And now here's a player Argyle fans and people in this comment section will very likely be familiar with. Ryan Law, definitely one to look out for, 100%. What a player, what a player. Obviously, he is the reason why my dream fixture of Argyle-Chelsea at Stamford Bridge happened. Because he knocked Birmingham out in that third round we did in 2021-22. I obviously forever love Ryan Law for that moment, and now that he's at Truro, even better. So yeah, definitely one to look out for tonight for sure. And as you all know, yeah, Ryan Law, nearly said the wrong blimmin' Ryan then. That Ryan I nearly mentioned then is did not do any of the heroics that Ryan Law's done, apart from getting us up to League One in 2020, of course. But Ryan Law, obviously, yeah, his career, Argyle, Truro, Torquay, Gillingham, Yeovil, the most notable clubs there. And yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if he does play tonight. Like I said, you can tell from this signpost that this is a big game coming. And we have made it. We have made it to Bicklin Park for this massive game tonight. The biggest one in the county. There's already a few fans here already. No, this will be very interesting. I'm very excited for this. I really am. But here we are, Bicklin Park. And I know that burger van well because it used to be at B&Q in Penzance all the time when I was a kid. But yeah, we are here. We are here. A capacity of 3,000, but most of that is standing. No, I'm excited for this. Big game, this. I remember that sign, Falmouth Town Social Club. There's the club flag, and that tribute stand at the front there is still just like what it was when I last saw this place. This is the par, and just for you, Liam. It is good to be back. It really is good to be back. Okay, I'm joined by a Truro fan, Rich. How are we feeling tonight against the biggest rivals in Falmouth Town?
Excited, looking forward to, we're a step closer to home and looking forward to the first home game next week.
Oh, against Dorking, yeah. Well, yeah. I'm going to try and go to that game, so I want to tick off Truro's new ground. And also, perfectly enough, it's the day before we play Sheffield Wednesday, so I have the time to do both weekends. So I'm actually glad Sky's moved an Argyle fixture. So
that'll be great.
Yeah, for once I'm delighted with Sky for moving the fixture. So there we are. But no, score predictions tonight. What are you going with? What do you reckon?
Ooh, another 2-0 to Truro.
2-0 Truro.
Yeah.
Okay, who's the score tonight then? Tyler Harvey, Ryan Law.
Don't know, it's a hard one. Just happy to, enjoy the match and
Well, I wanted to ask, obviously Paul Watton's gone to Torquay and now comes John Askew. What are you thinking of the manager appointment at the moment so far, coming into this season?
Exciting, he's got a lot of experience in these leagues. He's a good addition to the Truro setup and looking forward to it.
Oh, absolutely.
See what he does with the players that we've got and the new ones he's brought in.
No, definitely. And where do you think Truro will finish this season at the moment in National League South, if you had to pick one position right now?
a nice secure mid-table finish.
Nice secure mid-table,
and
yeah,
then progress from there. Hopefully we'll have a lot more home support this season because of being back home.
And the new stadium, of course,
Yeah,
now
exactly.
already becoming the biggest in Cornwall, of course. So.
You know, it's hard to have a home following,
yeah,
a big home
last
following.
season was all over the place, wasn't it? It was
Yeah.
like you went up to Gloucester or
3
something,
different
wasn't
grounds.
it? Did you go up to like Gloucester for most of last season?
Didn't,
I take it?
no.
Oh, fair enough.
Yeah.
So I can imagine it being a pain in the backside for all the hardcore fans and all that who go every week and all that. So.
Yeah, it's a long old trek, and but get behind them now, and not that we weren't behind them before, but.
Oh, absolutely,
Yeah.
no, of
But
course, and
physically there, not
big
just-
game obviously against Dorking next week. So yeah, no, fair enough.
Looking
So you
forward to
reckon
that.
2-0 Truro tonight?
2-0 Truro, yeah.
Nice one. Okay, thanks for coming on, Rich. I appreciate that. There's the lineups for you. Don't need to get Instagram up tonight now when I edit this. Okay, I'm joined by 2 Falmouth fans. Jack and Bailey, how are we feeling for tonight? The big one against Truro, the biggest game in Cornish football. How are you feeling?
Big result.
Score prediction?
I reckon 2-1 Falmouth.
Oh, you're going with your heart. Nice one. Yeah, fair enough. What about you, mate? What do you reckon?
3-2 Falmouth.
3-2 Falmouth, so a good game and then Falmouth to edge it.
Yeah, last minute.
And home crowd to help
Yeah.
win that for Falmouth as well. Yeah, fair enough. And anyone to get on the score sheet for Falmouth tonight then, if you reckon?
Oscar Massive for sure.
Yeah, fair enough.
Class.
Anyone for Truro you're nervous for?
I don't really know who the Truro is.
Well, I was going to say, obviously you told me off camera that you love Argyle as well, so I was to say, Ryan Law's playing tonight, so obviously that'll be interesting. He got me my dream fixture 2 years ago. It was in Argyle Chelsea in the FA Cup. My dad's a Chelsea fan, so I've waited for that game the whole of my life. Coming on the channel, mate. What's your name, pal?
Jake Bailey.
Jake Bailey. Nice to meet you, Jake.
Mate.
Yeah. Falmouth, Falmouth for Truro tonight.
Yeah, Falmouth.
You're Falmouth.
Falmouth Town, up the town.
Okay, fair enough. Score prediction tonight, what do you reckon?
It's going to be 0-0. Town on penalties.
Falmouth for penalties, yeah. No, fair enough. No, should be good. And how do you think Falmouth will do this season in the Southern League?
Win the league.
Again?
Straight back up.
To 7th tier, that'd be brilliant, that would, yeah, to be fair.
Going up again.
Well, you never know. If Falmouth go up, Truro go down, the rivalry's completely back in
exactly,
about that. So,
exactly.
no, I rate the confidence, guys. No, thanks for coming on. I appreciate that. Okay, the teams are out. Big game, massive game. I don't care what anyone says. The joint biggest game in the southwest of England. I'm gonna have Bristol City fans come after me in the comment section tonight. But I don't care. Falmouth Truro, Argyle Exeter, the 2 biggest games of the southwest, and everyone knows that. So here we go then. It is the Cornish derby. It's Falmouth Truro tonight for pre-season at Bigland Park. Whoever wins, wins. As a Cornish football fan, I don't mind who wins. For some of these fans here, they'll definitely want the opposite. They'll definitely want a Falmouth win. Likewise for some of the Truro fans. Half time, I'll go around and walk off the stadium to explain my thoughts then. And then, yeah, go from there. Well, it is the biggest game. It is the biggest game. The biggest game of Cornwall. Right, we're underway for the Cornwall derby at Bigland Park tonight. Falmouth v Truro. Who is going to come out on top? It's 1-0 Truro already. Hasn't even been a minute yet. It's 1-0 Truro already. Hasn't been a minute. What a quick goal that was. These home fans won't give up though at all. From the pasty country. Speaking of which, I thought there'd be another chance there. No, Falmouth have cleared that well. Oh God, Truro's through here. Well, can I just say, that just shows, I'm on the way back, sorry, that just shows how much louder Falmouth's fan base is than Truro's tonight, because there were no screams for a free kick or a penalty whatsoever from the away side. Well, that's the anthem. What's going on over there in the distance? Careful, it might get heated. Looking at that. Where's the corner for Falmouth? Oh. Nearly 1-1. Close again. La 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 la. La 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 la. Falmouth. I thought that was a good challenge, to be honest. That Falmouth player's been booked. Truro free kick. Falmouth feel that it was a good challenge. Oh, good header, good clearance. That was very well played by the home side. It's not over yet though. Well, that went nowhere. That was rubbish. I don't think that goal counted for them. What a song, Liquidator. Let's hear how this unfolds then. Wait for it. Truro's got a free kick meanwhile. Oh, and oh, hang on, they're still going here, the Tinners. Oh, it's getting heated. Brilliant defending there from the home side. About a minute away from half time and added time. 2-0. You can hear some claps there from some Truro fans, but it's 2-0. As soon as I say that. Right before half time, and it's 2-0 to the Tinners. Half time. Half time in the Cornwall derby. Falmouth Town 0, Truro City 2. Still got a big second half coming now. Right, we'll go on to half time thoughts in a minute, but I'm getting a drink. This trip back to the motherland's not complete without a rattler. That's all I can say. $3.50 as well, very good price. Right, here we go then. So nice. it's the best alcohol in the world, isn't it? Oh, that's lovely. Right, second half is underway. I will go through my half-time thoughts in a minute. Just want to take you through this briefly. It's all part of Falmouth. This is in fact one of Falmouth's grandstands. All part of their history, isn't it? Right, I've come to the other side for the time being. I bumped into a friend of mine, so that's why as well. In the meantime, while Truro take this chance, we'll go back the other side in a minute. I just it's the packet end we were in there the first half. We'll go back there, but no, we'll find. I bumped into a friend of mine, so I'll go and find him in a minute. But in the meantime, we'll go through the half-time thoughts. I didn't quite have time to do so just then while I was having my rattler, but either way though, I should have done, but it is what it is. So, half-time, it was Falmouth 0, Truro 2. To be honest with you, I mean, depending on what happens this second half, but I thought Falmouth played all right, you know. I know Truro's been the more clinical. It's a good challenge there, by the way. But no, Truro's been the more clinical, obviously, with those 2 goals, scoring in less than a minute. But Falmouth have not played that bad at all, apart from the goals. And seeing the 2 levels ahead that Truro is compared to Falmouth. Apart from the goals, Falmouth have defended in this game really well, I think. And no matter what chances Truro's thrown, Falmouth have actually defended brilliantly, apart from the 2 goals, obviously. And Falmouth have had a few fair chances themselves, but obviously, this being a derby, Falmouth want to win this, but they won't be too annoyed with 2-0, considering it could be a lot different, considering the 2 levels these 2 are. But all to play for the second half. By the way, we're losing 2-1 at Bristol Rovers at the moment, so that's the only thing I can be annoyed about, but I'm glad I'm not there right now. I did say I walked around the ground. I just saw a Truro shirt that said RIP Truro Road on it. Honestly, it's so sad, isn't it? But I'm excited for the new stadium. Gonna try and go to that game against Torquay. Well, just like that, I've taken a lap round Bickland Park. While this is not usually like me, by the way, but while I was going around the ground and all that and finishing my rattler and all that, bit delayed, Truro have scored another goal. Just thought I'd confirm it out there now. It is actually 3-0 Truro right now. So, yeah, second half has started, obviously. It's past started now, and yeah, Truro scored a third. So, yeah, 3-0 to the Tinners. Falmouth got to bounce back if they want to get something in this game now and take it to penalties. It could be worse for the home side, though, because obviously these 2 are 2 levels different. So whatever happens here now, not the end of the world. Argyle's lost 2-1 at Bristol Rovers, which I'm fuming about. I shouldn't be because it's pre-season, but I can't stand losing to that football club. So it's the worst feeling in the world, and Exeter's 2-0 up against Torquay at Plainmoor at the moment. Truro's had a free kick. That's in. I've missed the goal again, I do apologise, but you got my facial reaction instead, but that's gone in, it's 4-0. 4-0 Truro. This turning into a bit of a hammering now. This is better than most championship clubs, by the way. Falmouth are 4-0 down. Oh, hang on. No, Falmouth are 4-0 down to their biggest rivals, their arch rivals, but that's better support being 4-0 down than most Championship and Premier League clubs are, and I genuinely mean that. Most Premier League Championship fans, meanwhile, they'd be all going home, leaving early. Stupid. Can't lie, honestly, I hope Falmouth score now, or score a couple and a few and all that, because it just makes the game more interesting, doesn't it? Being 4-0 down. I think that was a foul. The home fans are fuming, unsurprisingly. Right, Truro corner. Thought it was going to be 5-0 for a minute then. Careful, I thought it was going to be 5-0 for a minute. God, I thought I was in for a minute. That's it. That's it, full time. Falmouth 0, Truro 4. We'll go more on my full-time thoughts on my way back to Plymouth tonight, but that is the end of the match. The Cornwall derby ends in an annihilation at the end there, but it could be worse for Falmouth. That's all I can say, but it's a positive for Truro regardless going into the season. But yeah, no, brilliant away day, Bicklin Park. So yeah, no, honestly, yeah, nice one. We'll be back here very soon. Right, so we're back by the city that's just won the Aubrey Wilkes Trophy of the Cornwall derby in pre-season tonight. Full time, Falmouth 0, Truro 4. Truro demolishing their arch rivals at the end. Not going to say much here because I need to save my phone for the bus on the way back, but yeah, Truro demolished them at the end. I'll say more when I get back, but yeah. It was a great day out regardless to watch the two biggest clubs. Commiserations to Falmouth regardless. They did give it what they could. And just like that, we're back in Plymouth. So I'm back in Plymouth. It ended full time. Falmouth 0, Truro 4. I'll try not to get the lights in the background. But yeah, what can I say? Ended up an absolute hammering at the end. I thought Falmouth played a lot better in the first half than in the second half. But ultimately, Truro have destroyed their arch rivals yet again. And it's a bonus for Truro going into their season ahead as well, beating their arch rivals once again. The first goal was literally just before the minute mark. Ryan Law collided with Harrison Jewell and the ball ended up bouncing over the helpless Falmouth keeper. Literally in the space of around 30 seconds. It was such a quick opener. The Tinners immediately tried to set their authority into the Cornwall derby. Then Rocky Neal added the second, and then it was an own goal for the third going into half time. And then guess who? The fourth, and the game sealed and settled in the second half, was by none other than Tyler Harvey. Ultimately, winning the Aubrey Wilkes Trophy for Truro. And another year awaits the town to win that trophy over their biggest rivals in the Cornish derby of football. So, Falmouth, they can have some positives from that. Like, they were giving it everything in that first half. Had a lot of fouls that went against them. But especially in the second half, it just showed complete domination, really, for Truro. And Truro have once again emphatically done it again over their arch rivals, which wins Truro the Aubrey Wilkes Trophy. I didn't get Truro lifting the trophy at the end, unfortunately. I had to rush at full time to get the train back from Falmouth and then got on the bus at Truro to get back to here. But it's a good game of football. Great to be back at Bicklin Park for the first time in years. So that was lovely. Good to see what Cornish football is all about again. And I'm glad I did that, probably over what Argyle did, because at the end it ended 2-1 to Bristol Rovers at the Mem, which means we cannot continue. It means we continue our terrible record at the Memorial Stadium, even in pre-season. But the main highlight of the night, not just going to that game, was Exeter ended up completely bottling a 2-0 lead in their pre-season game tonight at PLYMOUTH for the Devon Riviera derby against Torquay. Torquay fought back, making it 2-2. And Exeter's awful record lately at PLYMOUTH continues. And it did put a smile on my face, yes, because it was absolutely hilarious. Looking at that scoreline on the train, because I thought Exeter were going to finally do it. So Argyle's got one more game of pre-season away at MK Dons before the season begins at Hillsborough. I will be returning to Argyle episodes while Truro and Falmouth have obviously got their Southern League campaign starting very soon. But as for Truro, their opener is against none other than Dorking Wanderers in the National League South, and one of my favourite managers in the country in Mark White. If you haven't watched Dorking Uncovered, please go and do so. It is absolutely incredible. What a documentary series on YouTube. It's so funny. It's so good. It's what inspired my grassroots documentary I did years ago, which I'll put in the description tonight. Oh, I definitely need to go to bed when I get in, because I can't stop belching. But I'm going to try and go to that game in Freemilestone at Langgarth Park between Truro and Dorking, because I want to see what Truro's new ground looks like. I really want to see what it looks like, so I can finally tick that off as well and see what has changed for Truro ever since Truro departed Truro Road temporarily at Belifo Park. I went, obviously, in that semi-final game against Poole, and it led to Truro getting promoted to where they are now in the National League South. So, yeah, I'll let you know on what happens if I end up going to Truro versus Dorking, because I really want to, but I'll let you guys know. I'd love to, but I'll see if I can go. It's the day before we play Wednesday as well. So I'd definitely be up for it. Kick off the season with a game in Cornwall and then the long trip up to South Yorkshire for opening day for Plymouth Argyle at Sheffield Wednesday. So we'll see what happens. But yeah, I really enjoyed that. The Cornish game. Don't you just love it? So thanks for watching this video tonight, guys. Honestly. Something different and something I'm proud of doing. And also Cornish football. What more can you get better than that? And the biggest game in Cornwall with the two biggest clubs. The Cornish derby, the A39 derby, the Roseland derby, the Carrick derby. And in that derby, City was dominantly victorious over Town. So yeah, we'll see you all in the next video, guys. It probably will be, in terms of match days, it probably will be that Truro Dorking video. But As for my actual videos itself, we have got the predictions videos coming soon. And they will be up on YouTube very soon. Keep an eye out on where I've got every single team this season, from the Premier League down to the National League South. Don't go anywhere for that. See you all in the next video. Up the Janners, up the Argyle, up the Greens, up the Pilgrims, up the Plymouth. Come on, you boys in green. Green Army. Up the Tinners. Up the White Tigers. Up the Town. Up the Truro. Up the Falmouth. Up Cornish Football. See you all in the next one, guys. Take care. Good night.
When they pull on the green, they're all Janners.